Thank you very much. Okay, let's begin. Let's welcome the creator of Ruby, Matsumoto Hiro.
Hi. Thank you for coming. This is Matt, the creator of the Ruby language. And I usually talk before the Ruby community, but this time this is the broader open source community, and thank you. And so today, I'm not going to talk about Ruby, but talk about AI programming. When ChatGPT came out in 2022, it is called the large language models. The term that kind of inspires me because the large language models learns a lot from the languages that the text generated by the human being, and then probably the many terabytes of data, the text data. That is huge. And then, so at that time, the artificial intelligence that is enables to understand the language, to totally understand the language. The previous years, we had many AI booms, and like machine learning or robotics or something like that. But those previous booms did not have the real intelligence. We didn't feel those computers intelligent. But this time, we feel that, say, large language model like the ChatGPT or Claude we feel some kind of intelligence from them. But that is from the large language model. That means the language is very important to describe or organize the intelligence. So that we are open source community, and we are working on systems, softwares, and those softwares are constructed from languages. We had documentation, specification, and the programs and tests. All of them are written by some kind of languages. Japanese, English, Chinese, or programming language like Java or Ruby or Python or whatever. All systems are all constructed by some forms of languages. In that sense, the large language models are a very good match for our work, software work, system work. And then last few months, we have a lot of AI tools specialized for coding, like the Codex or Cloud Code, Gemini CLI, a Cursor, or whatever. And then these coding will become like a kind of pair programming with computers. Consider AI as a pair programming body so that they have very deep knowledge. Like they know languages like Chinese and English or Japanese. But if I ask, translate this material into Chinese, it translates. It translates my materials to Chinese, even though I don't understand them. Or if I ask them about, tell me more about this algorithm or something like that. Or you can show them the code which is kind of complex, and explain this code what code this and find any point that we can improve them. And the AIs are very fluent in languages, and they can speak in Chinese, English, Japanese, and computer languages. But at the same time, they're very clumsy about task management. And when we ask AI to fix the bug, sometimes they are very smart to find the bug, identify where bug is, and they can even fix them. But the other time, when they goes into the infinite loop, trying to find the bugs, but fails, fail, the infinite loop. That reminds me of some kind of the newcomer who has studied a lot. And they have great knowledge, but they don't have any skills, no experience. That kind of person. So in the past I did pair programming with human, and pair programming. But when we pair program, we can work at my own pace because I have body, so that when I want to go to get some drink, so that I have to ask my body first, and he wanted to work more, so I abandoned the grabbing the drink for a while and I continue working or something. And we have to communicate closely with my body. And we have to be considerate toward the companion. So that for me, at least for me, the pair programming was extremely tiring. So I don't want to do it again. I do like to work alone when I'm coding, at least. But with AI, I don't mind about my companion because it's not human. I can ask anything. I can even force them to work for them. And it doesn't get ugly. It's okay to make it wait. It's okay to make mistakes for both of us. Okay, computer can make mistake, and I can tolerate. I can make mistake, but computers don't get mad. So the AI is good at searching information, so that it's kind of ideal relationship in pair programming. I can push boring tasks onto the AI. But at the same time, to communicate with the coding agents, I need to verbalize instructions in human languages. Sometimes I feel frustrated because it would be quicker if I edited them myself using Emacs or whatever, VI. The AI is getting smarter each week, so in the future, AI will be sufficiently smart. What language will we use? Probably we use English or Japanese to communicate with computers, so that we will no longer use the programming language to create the software. Just ask them in our native language, native human languages. So I need to describe tasks in human language. But the point is, human languages are not designed for programming. They are for communication. So that it makes my work harder. I have to describe my expectation or what kind of software I want in human languages. That is kind of indirect because we can directly instruct computer. We used to directly instruct computers by using the computer language like C, Ruby, or Java, whatever. But this time with AI coding, we have to describe them with this imperfect human language. That is the problem. It reminds me of some kind of the reverse alpha syndrome. Now, you may know alpha syndrome or not. Alpha syndrome is kind of related with dogs. This is my dog. When a pet dog being spoiled too much, it starts to think it's the leader of the family. And it sees the family as its subordinates. And it becomes dominant and aggressive toward the family. Sometimes it bites the family. That is a problem. You don't have to spoil too much, spoil your pet too much. The reverse alpha syndrome is kind of reversal of this alpha syndrome. Okay, the one example is that a new technology is introduced. And we can live without that technology because that technology is very convenient. But it requires some manual effort to operate. The work increases compared to before the technology. So humans become subordinates to the new technology. We can become the slave of the technology. That is reverse alpha syndrome. So alpha syndrome is the syndrome that the dogs thinks they are the leader. The reverse alpha syndrome is that people become subordinates of something. So that the something do not consider itself as a leader, but that we consider ourselves as a servant. So that probably unconsciously consider ourselves the servants. For example, the printing technology. The introduction of the printing technology is the 1700s. It could make books faster than handwriting, of course. But setting types and applying inks and then just print. But at least for the print workers, the work increased. You don't have to do the picking the types, or you don't have to put the inks on the types. So for AI coding, AI can code faster than humans sometimes, as has extensive knowledge. The part that's supposed to be fun is taken away, so the AI pushes the boring tasks. I work with the coding agents, and it's fun to work with for now because it's kind of a new toy. But in the long run, probably most fun part of the programming can be taken away by AI. That's my worry. Will it be a fun tool in the future, in the long run? The programming is fun. I have 40 years software development experience, and my conclusion is that programming is fun. The fun is the primary motivation behind the programming. But it might stop being fun because of the AI. That's my worries. AI is good at coding. This is fun part for us. But AI is bad at negotiation, for example, the non-fun part. Some people give up for coding for AI. So you work for the AI, you do negotiation, you do sales, you do analysis, you are the quality assurance. But at least for me, they are not fun. the fun part is taken away, that's the problem. AI is productive, of course. The priority as a company or in an organization. So if AI becomes faster and cheaper, humans are unnecessary. Isn't that strange? We are the masters of the computers. We should be. And they should be the servants. Human is fun. AI doesn't need to enjoy programming. It doesn't feel enjoy programming. We must not exclude humans in software development. We are the masters and they are servants. Think carefully before working with AI. They should help you. They should work for you. Of course, I know AI can be a great help, but they are not our masters. You must be the masters of the computers. Because it's not fun to be enslaved. So, considering that, what should coding be like the AI? Before answering this question, I introduced some concept of the AI code, the retronym. You know the term retronym? A retronym is the term for the old words change when new concept appears. For example, LAN, local area network, used to be a one word. But now we have the wireless LAN or Wi-Fi. So we changed the traditional LAN to wired LAN because of the new concept. So how do I say coding when AI coding come up here? The coding was done by human previously. But now, AI can code. What should I call coding? Human coding? Organic coding? Whatever. Yeah, we are at the time of the appearance of the new term of the coding. Yeah, I like organic coding. Anyway, AI agent programming. We have a lot of AI agent tools and interact using natural languages to perform coding. Me, I'm a serial programmer. I'm quite old, considering your age. Yeah, I'm older than most of you. But I'm still working as a programmer. And I am a long-term C programmer. I work for C. I work for Ruby. I create Ruby. I implement Ruby in C. So I'm a C programmer. I actually tried AI coding with C, and which is mRuby. mRuby is the alternative implementation of the Ruby language, and which is targeted to the smaller devices or embedded in the applications. It's not vibe coding because of we have the production level software, which is mRuby, and we are improving that software using AI agent. That is a totally different story. People often ask AI to, for example, create a game like Tetris. And the AI would generate the Tetris program in JavaScript or whatever. And that's the easy part. The most vibe coding and then most AI coding books or the articles explains about that level. But in reality, we have to work on productions. The very complex software requires quality. And how can we use AI coding tools to improve improve that production. Since I'm a C programmer, I tried in C, which is kind of unusual. Most AI coders use Python or JavaScript or sometimes Ruby. But I use C. But you can get the idea of how I used and how you can utilize the AI in your coding. Agent I've tried is the Google Jules, the Claude Code, Gemini CLI, and sometimes Cursor. But I'm not very big fan of the Cursor because I'm Emacs user. No, I don't need editors. No more editors. Emacs. Anyway, I use the ChatGPT to assist my coding, but without AI agent tools, the mere ChatGPT is now really a good tool for coding. It's hard to pass the context, and it's kind of boring to cut and paste code from the ChatGPT from the editor or something like that. So those AI coding tools is far better than mere ChatGPT. Okay, what I did with the AI agents. Add readme.md for MRBGem. MRBGem is the gem, the libraries for the MRB. And we have the core MRB gems bundled with the source in the repository of the MRB. And some gems lack the README, explain what gems should be or what some. Then I ask AI to generate read the code, read the behavior, understand the behavior, and write README to those gems without readme.md. And I used that Google Juice because it's soon after its announcement. And the Google Juice is a browser-based AI agent. You can connect to the GitHub repository. And the Google Juice can automatically create a pull request to the GitHub repository. And it's basically free. And in the free tier, we can do the 15 tasks per day, up to 3 concurrent tasks, which is useful, but not for real works. You have to pay for more. It create a branch, and you can commit to that branch, and generate the pull request automatically. That is fun, but the problem is, at least at the time I tried, it's hard to control the commit messages. The AI-generated code is sometimes does not qualify the level I required. So I asked agents to improve that code. Okay, you lack this, you lack this, or you can, and this line is wrong or something like that. And then the Google Jules understand my order and update the source code. That's okay. But it generates commit messages regarding the last change I asked. I asked the create README file first. But this line is wrong. So okay, remove this line or update this line. The commit message is the fix wrong information in the README RB. No, I asked you to create the README, but Jules totally forgot that. So I switched to the Atlassian RoboDev. It is kind of similar to the Claude Code. Atlassian RoboDev is a CLI coding tools, and like Cloud Code and the Gemini CLI, and under the hood, it used the Cloud Sonnet. It's a bit unstable, and when it worked well. They generated fairly quality README. So that it helps me a lot because the writing documentation is not fun at all. So that if I write the source code, the software, they ask AI to understand this source code and write README, explain about the things. That's incredible. And then, in addition, those terminal tools are very good, at least for me. Yeah, can coexist with the existing TLI tools, and then optimal for people who do your command line interface work, like me. This is also true for Claude and Gemini. Then next time, I'd like to work on the real code, so that the mRuby set class is written in Ruby. But to gain the performance, I'd like to migrate the set class from Ruby to C. I asked RoboDev and the Gemini and Claude to migrate those Ruby-written set class to C. The Gemini CLI is quite stable, quite usable. It accomplishes what I asked, and the practically. But if I use up the quarter, it goes into the infinite loop. That's the problem. But usually, this is same for the all AI coding tools, but usually tests can be complete in one shot. Unlike the vibe coding books or the articles, if I ask something, but I usually don't satisfy with the result. The first, explain the background and policy, and then create a plan, and then write the plan to a file, because of those AIs, those coding AIs, don't have the long-term memory. So it is very smart and quite good short-term memory. But in the long run, it gradually forget about what we do in the past. So write down the plans and what we did and what we're going to do in a file. And sometimes we reread the file to the AI coding agent, and then recover the long-term memory to resume the work. And then make it generate code, and the compile error happens, and it returns to the basic. You try to update the file, and we see the compile errors again. And then sometimes I need to give it additional information, interrupting them, and give additional information. Another compiler, and you tell it error message, it fixes. And then repeat many times. And finally, compilation is complete, and we feel the sense of accomplishment. Then test failed. And if you tell it the error content, it fixes the error in the test. And we have to communicate very densely. And eventually, the work is complete. But then we update the plan to keep the long-term memory. During the coding time, I got an idea of the improvement sometimes. So that I tell AI to, how do you think I can improve here and there? And AI says, it's an excellent idea or something like that. AIs are very good at complimenting. You are absolutely right. It's an excellent idea. Leave me alone. And then repeat themselves. So that's what I do. That's what I do in coding for a long time. The last few weeks, I I prohibit myself from directly editing the code unless absolutely necessary. And then that's kind of restricted play. But in those plays, how about productivity? The iteration cycle is very fast, faster than ever. The tests are essential because they make many mistakes. And then you can also make it right test. Okay, ask, okay, test this function or this method. Then, so the total burden is lighter. I have things I've neglected for long times. And AI doesn't feel hustle, so that it let me start working on those neglected tasks. As a result, the number of the commits increased. Is it fun? That's important. And for now, it's fun. You know, it's kind of training my pet. Okay, the pet behaves sometimes very stupid, you know. But I train them. Okay, give me a hand. That kind of things. Okay, I'd like to train and micromanage AI to accomplish the tasks. That is kind of fun. But it's not the fun I enjoyed in programming for years. That's totally different. It's kind of feels like a coding in Japanese or English, or let them code using English or Japanese. I see some difficulty in Japanese input probably because of Linux terminal. So they naturally end up using English to communicate with AIs. And then my English has improved probably. And but those kind of activities, some kind of frustrating. If I did myself, it would be instant. It would be quicker. It's good at task for renaming function, like a small refactoring. It's fixing it comprehensively. That's good things. And AIs can be a good refactoring tools. And but impression from actually using it, the last 1/3 of the new code development, we can improve them drastically. Or 2/3 of the debugging, we can improve that drastically. But I don't have to do it. I just AI. I'm not allowed to do it. You know, it's kind of restricted play. Elimination of pattern. Okay, but easier is it can be done asynchronously. So that I ask AI to do this task, and I can leave from my desk to grab my water or something, or I can go for a walk with my dog or something. Pair programming itself is very tiring, but it's fun to try new ways of doing things. And then the pair programming with the AI is more fun than pair programming with humans. I may get tired eventually. That's my worry. But the point is, can a beginner who is not very good at programming can do it with that knowledge? You can retract the ideas and knowledge from AI and do it without skills. I think it's possible. I can do MRuby work with the AI, very good, and I'm kind of satisfied with that. But I have rich internal knowledge of MRuby because I created, I designed, I implemented. I have knowledge about everything about MRuby and even Ruby. And I know how to use the large number of functions already exist in the MRuby source code. And MRuby, I know everything about MRuby data structure, and I know everything about the coding standards or coding guidelines. And I have very long experience of C programming and debugging because I made myself. And a long experience is probably necessary. AI is very good at writing Japanese English, and they're also good at algorithm and the math. They know everything about the algorithm and the math. And I can't say it's good at programming at the moment. So although it helps in various ways, but it's useless for certain kind of bugs. For example, I had a memory leaks. Actually, the AI created the memory leak bugs. Okay. I used the tools, the memory profiler named Bargreen, and I find what allocation is not particularly freed. And the AI know that. But it failed miserably to find the place it should be freed. And it entered into the infinite loop. And they put the free everywhere, and they crashed new bug. And I introduced a new crash. And so we can just leave everything to it. To help the AI, you need more knowledge than AI. Thinking about the policy and the design is up to me, up to us. Case where memory leak bugs, and the memory grammar problem cannot be fixed by AI. And improving functions of certain complexity. Oops. And since that, I have to micromanage the AIs. I watch over the code generated by the AI, and if I find something wrong, and just type escape to the interrupt, and you made mistake. You are not supposed to do this or that, and it says, oh, you are absolutely right. Yeah, and that's kind of strange experience. Okay. Case where you succeed, the documentation, the comments, they're very good at the documentation and comments. Code explanation is very good, and then mathematical algorithm. The success rate is about 40%, which is much higher than the other program. I asked them to implement the arbitrary long integer mathematics. And there are some very complex algorithms named Karatsuba multiplications. And I tried, in the past, I tried to implement it, and it took me 3 months and failed. But I asked the Claude to implement the Karatsuba algorithm. And with the information, I tried it before, and it used too much memory, and it is slower than the traditional, the simple algorithm. And the Claude Code implemented the Karatsuba algorithm in 15 minutes. I did 3 months. And it worked. And it worked fast. That is incredible. That is where the AI is very good at. For me, it has become easier overall. So the good trend is future is coming and challenges ourselves. As a conclusion, AI coding is productive, more productive than organic coding. I don't bet for the vibe coding. It's good for the prototyping. And for them, you don't need the coding skills. But the polish system, the production systems, it's not enough. The better understanding of systems and the better communication with the AI is required. And we need to communicate with the AI in some languages, English, Japanese, Chinese, and human languages are not designed for programming. So we use programming language. Actually, we used to use the programming language to communicate. But not to describe the work detail as we did, but to communicate with computers. The computer tells us what they are trying to do in a language is the design for programming. Maybe we need the new programming language for AI age. What is the required aspect of programming language for communications? I believe it should be concise and expressive and extendable. It needs to be concise because it should be short in tokens and preferably minimal to understand, easier to read and understand what we do, what they're trying to do, and that's readability and understandability is pretty crucial. Just like it's kind of like a mathematical expression. We humans used to use the human language to describe the expression or the mathematical rules in the human language. But the invention of the mathematical expression, it became very compact, concise, and understandable. So or pseudo language in textbook. In the past, so the existing programming language is too verbose to describe the just algorithm. So those old textbooks introduced the pseudo language to describe the algorithm. So that kind of the understandability is required to the programming language used to communicate with AI. The expressiveness, the ability to describe the real-world problem. Some languages are designed to describe the small problem, but the real-world software, real-world problems can be very, very, very complex. And those new programming languages to communicate with AI should be usable for any size of software. You need battle-proof expressiveness. The extendable. Add vocabulary as you need it, classes, modules, methods, or you can even add the language like DSL, domain-specific language. So the concise, expressiveness, extendable. That sounds familiar. Probably we have the language with those aspects. Yeah, I know that one. It's Ruby. In the future, humans and AI communicate using the concise language, like Ruby. And currently, we evaluate programming language by different criteria. But right now, the programming language with static typing or parameterized typing or very complex algebraic types are popular. Some of you are very big fan of for example, Rust language or the Haskell language. Okay, those languages are wonderful, but I don't believe it is suitable to communicate with AI. And then I believe the criteria will be changed. To communicate with AI, we need different language. I believe it will be Ruby, and of course, future is unpredictable. But I made my bet to Ruby. And it's your turn to think about it. What's your bet? AI changed programming forever. Future is coming. You have to make your choice now. You can choose JavaScript or TypeScript, Rust, whatever. That's okay. That's not my problem. But I bet on Ruby. And then, but I recommend you to focus on humans. Not organization, not computers, but humans. And joy of programming. That is important. And happiness in programming. Don't forget the fun. Enjoy the future. And happy hacking. 谢谢.
Thanks much for this great talk. It's much different from the the version I have seen in RubyKaigi. Yeah, very good. So, any people have question? Any question?
And if I don't talk about the Ruby specific things or any technology specific things, if you'd like to talk with me about those kind of topics, then come catch me to talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
mRuby, Ruby, or whatever. Yeah, you are very welcome.
Yeah. Also, you are welcome to the code party tonight. But seems there are very few amount of registration. So, okay. Let's thank the Matsumoto Yukihiro again.